The aim of this tutorial is to introduce the settings of shading technology. The first example shows control of shutters or blinds without the option of slat tilting, and the second one shows control of Venetian blinds using the slat tilting. Keep in mind that both examples are already a part of function block, therefore you can utilize it in order to save time while programming. First and second example de facto explains logic that we put into function block. To control shutters or blinds, it is needed to have at least 2 relays and 2 buttons controllers. In the top menu in the Project tab, select Device Manager and the Blind Control Unit. We use, for example, RC3610M dolly unit, where for better orientation in the project, we need to enter the names of the buttons and relays for controlling the blinds. We will use Relay 1 for motion up, and Relay 2 for motion down. We also need to select inputs or some buttons for control of blinds. We will use Digital Input 1 for motion up, where use name up, and their check split strictly long short press. And Digital Input 2 for opposite motion with name down, and again their check split strictly long short press. Then we can close the window. Example shows using 5-second long interval for impulse. However, it is needed to measure pulling of shutter for moving up and down in real project, in order to figure out the actual time needed for length of pulse. As mentioned before, this is a part of tutorial since user can simplify the programming procedure by utilizing a function block. For programming procedure, we can create a new floor or use the current one. Switch on the upper part to the Controls tab. Clicking on the switching icon will expand the menu. By drag and drop, place on the workplace the icons for the buttons to control the movement of the blinds, and as well, icons of relays to control the blinds. By double-click on the icon, assign all icons to the existing units. Icons of buttons assigned to digital inputs 1 and 2. And also icons for both relays assigned to the relay for controlling the movement of blinds, to relays 1 and 2. In the top bar, switch to Functions and select Add Connections. Now we will make connections between the icons, add specific actions to them, and don't forget to assign a function. By clicking on the button icon and dragging the green line to the relay icon, we create a connection. Then we use name Stop Relay Down. And by green plus functions icon we add an action and function. As action we will choose short press, and function is digital off. Save it by clicking OK, and confirm it by green pipe. We have to do the same for the opposite input button and relay up, but with different name, Stop Relay Up. By green plus functions icon we add a new one. As action we will choose short press, and function is digital off. Save it by clicking OK, and confirm it by green pipe. Next part is responsible for raising the blinds after evaluating the conditions. We add third connection from button up to relay up. Add the name blind up. By green plus add functions. Action is short press. Function is digital off. Add new restriction value. Choose relay for blind up. If relay up is moving, equals 1. Stop it. Confirm the function by OK. Add next functions. Action is long press. Function is digital impulse 5 seconds. Add restriction value and choose relays for blind up. Value is 0, no motion. Add new restriction value now for relay down, again with value equals 0. Save it and confirm it. We will add fourth connection from button down to relay down. Add the name blind down. And by green plus we add new function. Action is short press, and user function is digital off. Add conditions. Select relay for blind down. Value for blind moving is 1. Click OK to save. Now add next functions. Action is long press. Function is digital impulse 5 seconds. And add conditions. Select relay for blind up, value 0. And add last restriction value for relay down, again with value equals 0. Click OK to save the function. And close this window. This completes the shutter's control. In the next example for Venetian blinds with slat tilting, we uses relay 3 for move blinds up and tilt slats up, and 4 for move blinds down and tilt slats down. To control the action, move blinds up or down, digital inputs 3 and 4 will be used. Example shows using 1 and 5 second long interval for pulse. However, it is needed to measure pulling blinds or shutter up and down in real project to determine the actual time required for the pulse length. Short press of button calls function for tilting the slat. Long press calls functions for pulling blinds or shutter. As mentioned earlier, the user can simplify the programming process by using a function block, which will be shown after this example. Again, for better orientation in the project, we need in the upper tab, Project Part, in the Device Manager to enter the names of the buttons and relays for controlling the blinds. In our example for Relay 3, blind up, and for Relay 4, blind down. As well some control units, in our case buttons connected to DN digital inputs. Digital input 3 for blind up, and digital input 4 for blind down. Don't forget to mark again option. Split strictly long short press on both inputs for blinds. Then we can close the Device Manager window. Switch on the upper part to the Controls tab. Now by drag and drop place the icons for the buttons to control the relays of the blinds. And the icons of relays to control the movement of blinds. This time we will choose, for example, the icons louver. And by double-click on the icon, assign all icons to the existing units, inputs, or buttons of wall controller. In our example, digital inputs 3 and 4. And again, a relays for controlling the movement of the blinds, relay 3 for motion up and relay 4 for motion down. Now we make 4 connections. We add actions to them and assign the function as well. Keep in mind that control of blinds requires some evaluation of conditions in order to prevent from damaging blinds motor. The programming logic has the same basis as previous example. However, in this case it is extended by additional actions and function related to slat tilting. Switch to Function tab, where icons must be in green color. If not, and the icons are grayed out, click the Add Connection icon in the top left. First connection is from button up to relay down. This part of programming is responsible for switching of the relay moving blind in the opposite way. Use name. Stop relay down. By green plus, we add functions. Action is short press. User function is digital off. If blinds are moving, stop them. Then confirm the function. By green plus, we add next function. Action is now long press, and user function is again digital off. If the blinds are moving, stop them. Confirm it, and by green pipe, close this window. Second connection is from button down to relay up. Again, is responsible for switching of the relay moving blind in the opposite way. Use name. Stop relay up. By green plus, we add functions. Action is short press. User function is digital off. If blinds are moving, stop them. Then confirm the function. By green plus, we add next function. Action is now long press, and user function is again digital off. If the blinds are moving, stop them. Confirm it, and by green pipe, close this window. The next part of the programming is intended for controlling the blinds. It can be done only in case of successful evaluation of conditions. Another click of button stops motor in case of ongoing move. Short press executes tilting of slats. Long press pulling up. Third connection is from button up to relay up. Again, use drag and drop, and use name. Blind up. By green plus, we add functions. The first function will be the same as in the situation without tilting the slats. Action is short press, and user function is digital off. With condition. If relay up is moving, equals 1, stop them. Then confirm the function. And by next clicking on plus, we add tilting of the slats. By choosing action, short press, and user function, digital impulse 1 second. By clicking on the green plus restriction value, we need to add a conditions. And we need 2 conditions, we click twice. By clicking on the both blue lines after the by key, we choose relays for blinds. Both relays must be without movement, equals 0, as protection for the damage of motor. Then confirm the function by clicking on the OK. By green plus we add next function. The first will be the same as in the situation without tilting the slats. Action is long press. And user function is again digital off. We need to add a condition. If relay for blind up is moving, equals 1.
Stop them.
Then confirm the function. Now, by clicking on the green plus, we add the last function to this wire. Action is long press and user function is digital impulse 5 seconds. By clicking on the green plus restriction value, we need to add a conditions. And we need 2 conditions, we click twice. By clicking on the both blue lines after the by key, we choose relays for blinds. Both relays must be without movement, equals 0, as protection for the damage of motor. Save the function by clicking OK. Now we just check whether we have all the functions and the required number of conditions for them. If yes, we can close this window. Fourth and last connection we need to add for control the downward movement. This connection is from button down to relay down. Again, use drag and drop and use name, blind down. By green plus we add functions. The first function will be the same as in the situation without tilting the slats. Action is short press. And user function is digital off. With condition. If relay down is moving, equals 1.
Stop them.
Then confirm the function. And by next clicking on plus, we add tilting of the slats. By choosing action, short press, and user function, digital impulse 1 second. By clicking on the green plus restriction value, we add a conditions. We need 2 conditions, we click twice. By clicking on the both blue lines after the by key, we choose relays for blinds. Both relays must be without movement, equals 0, as protection for the damage of motor. Then confirm the function by clicking on the OK. By green plus we add next function. The first will be the same as in the situation without tilting the slats. Action is long press. And user function is again digital off. We need to add a condition. If relay for blind down is moving, equals 1.
Stop them.
Then confirm the function. Now, by clicking on the green plus, we add the last function to this wire. Action is long press and user function is digital impulse 5 seconds. By clicking on the green plus restriction value, we add a 2 conditions. By clicking on the both blue lines after the by key, we choose relays for blinds. Both relays must be without movement, equals 0, as protection for the damage of motor. Save the function by clicking OK. Again, we just check whether we have all the functions and the required number of conditions for them. If yes, we can close this window. In the next part, we will explain function blocks. Any project created in IDM, no matter whether a new project or a default template, contains a function block template called shutter control, which contains a complete logic including shutter or blind pulling up and down, and as well slat tilting up and down. Both actions use the corresponding functions with predefined times, so we will also show where to edit your own times after creating a copy of the function block. Again, we will mark the used inputs and relays in the device manager. Switch from Functions to the Project tab, select Device Manager, and here correct units for function block. In our example, we use, again, unit RC3. Relay 5 for motion up, with name up FB. F as function, B as block. And relay 6 for motion down, with name down FB. As last, we need to rename the controllers. In our example, digital input 5 with name up FB for moving up, and for moving down, digital input 6 with name down FB. Again, don't forget, checked for both inputs, split strictly long short press. Then close this window. Now switch in the top bar from the Project tab to the Functions tab. Here click on the Function Block Manager. Here select Block Templates tab. In this window, by clicking on green plus, we will make a copy of template called Shutter Control. This action creates a copy of block whose properties and parameters are changeable now. Confirm by clicking OK, and edit the name using the values for tilt and pull of blinds. In our case, we will use again 5 seconds for pulling out and 1 second for tilting the slats. Confirm template by clicking on green pipe. On the left side of the window, select the new template we created, and on the right side, click Wired Details. If we move the mouse over the individual icons, we can see how they are connected to each other. As first, we will edit the bit move up function. By clicking on this icon and selecting the dashed line leading to D out up, it will turn green. We will edit the function and time. Here, by moving the mouse over the icon, we see the function diagram and the set time. By clicking on the pen icon, we will edit the digital impulse on function. Since the time we chose, 5 seconds, is the same as the preset time, we do not need to adjust the time, and we save the function. As second, we will edit the bit move down function. Again, by clicking on this icon and selecting the dashed line leading to digital out down. Once it turns green, we will, by clicking on the pen icon, edit the function. Since the time we chose, 5 seconds, is again the same as the preset time, we do not need to edit the function, and we save the function. The third function we will edit is bit tilt up. By clicking on this icon, and after selecting the dashed line leading to digital out up, once it turns green, edit it. Clicking on the pen icon will edit the function. Here the default time is half a second. We will change it to 1 second. If the time is greater than 1 second, the selection of millisecond will be unavailable. In this field is necessary to first select the entire time in minutes and seconds. The millisecond selection will be available if the time is 0 hours, minutes, and seconds. We will enter 1 second. And we confirm the function and close the window by green pipe. The last function to edit is bit tilt down. Select line leading to digital out down, and by pen icon edit the function. Here the default time is 500 millisecond. Change it to the 1 second as we require. Then by green pipe, confirm the function, and close the function block wire detail window. We have the function block ready, so now we need to assign the devices. Switch to the blocks window by add new block, and select from the drop-down menu our block shutter control 5 seconds, and confirm it. Now we will assign the device to the block. By clicking on all 4 blue connection icons, we will add the device. In our example, for button up digital input 5, for button down digital input 6. For digital output up relay 5, and for digital output down relay 6. By clicking the Connect button, we connect the devices to our new function block, Shutters Control. We close the window, and lastly in this tutorial we will show how to control blinds using a 2-state program. At the top bar, switch from Function to Managers and select System Manager. Here select System Program and, by add New One. Click the Program Type drop-down menu, select 2-state and confirm it. A new window will open where you can choose a name for the 2-state program, Shutters. By clicking the mark icon, we create timestamps for the time period. Place these timestamps in an approximate location. We will adjust them precisely after the addition is complete, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Now click on the red area between the timestamps, and the program will switch to on at this time. Then right-click on Monday, select All Week, and save with Copy Actual Program. Then save program by green pipe, and close window. At the top bar, switch from Managers to Controls. And here from drop-down menu System. By drag and drop, add to State Program icon on the floor plan and assign it by double-click to our program shutters and save it. In the middle section, switch from Design to Function. By click on Add Connection icon, we can add the wire between program and shutters. By clicking on the program icon and dragging the green line to the relay RE2 down, we create a connection. Enter the name of the wire in our example program on, shooter down. And by green plus add functions. The action is program value switch on. User function is again digital impulse 5 seconds. By double-clicking on the restriction value, we add 2 conditions, and by click on the blue line assign both relays. Relay 1 for motion up and relay 2 for motion down. Both relays must be without motion equals 0. Save the wire function and close the wire window. Add wire to pull the blinds when the program goes to the off state. Enter name. Program off. Shutter up. Now we add the function by clicking on plus. Action is digital off. User function is again digital impulse 5 seconds. Add 2 restriction value and assign relays. Relay for motion up
and relay for motion down.
Both relays must be again without motion equals 0. Save the wire function and save the wire window.